Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to show you just a quick and easy way where you can check your shocks and struts to make sure that they're good. Let's go ahead and get started. Now it's important to keep an eye on your shocks and struts. You want them to be always in good condition. It'll improve your handling. It'll also improve your ride quality. It can prevent against accidents. If you can get some of those that are starting to fail, your car can lean to one side. It can also make the handling a little bit out of whack and loose. So you want it to be just right, and I'm going to show you just some quick tips here how you can do it yourself. Doesn't require any tools or jacking the car up in the air on lifts or anything like that. But a lot of times if you go to mechanics and shops, you have work done, they'll come back with their diagnosis and they'll have, hey, shocks and struts need to be replaced. People automatically go ahead and do it. That can be costly. So I want to show you how you can test it yourself to make sure that that is the case, so that way you're not getting ripped off. Now, one of the quickest and easiest ways to do it is if you come onto your vehicle and you're going to press down on it. Your car shouldn't have a lot of play to it. The car should just kind of bounce down and come back, maybe with one, maybe two bounces max, and then firm up. If it's more than that, then that's clearly an issue that things are wearing out. So let's take a look here. So if we push it down, you can see that it just sprung right back up. See, that's nice and firm. And you can do it on both sides. Now, let's head to the back, and let's try it on the back side, and then we'll check some other vehicles. I'll show you some that do need shocks replaced so you can see the difference. We're going to push down on this one as well. And I'm going to put the camera closer, but this one you can hear a little bit of an air sound, and it's a little more springy in its bounce if you watch. It kind of floats a little bit. But let me put the camera in closer so you can hear what we're talking about. Now, another vehicle I have here, which is my Jeep Wrangler. This one here is in need of suspension work, so this is a good one to really show you because the shocks are in bad shape, need to be replaced. If I push down here on the back bumper, I'm going to get the camera in here close. You can see it. Not only is it making a noise, you're hearing kind of an air compressed noise come out, also squeaking, but it's also got a lot of bounce to it. Take a look. Now, those are more obvious ones right there if you do the bounce test, and you can see if there's any play in it, you can hear noises. Another thing, sometimes it may not manifest it this way, but if you're driving, if you bottom out, if you're going over speed limits or different things, and the car has too much flexibility in it where it bottoms out, that's another indication. I have a vehicle here, my other one, my Kia, that one also is in need of getting some shocks done to it, but I'm going to show you. When I back out of my driveway, there's a little bit of a kind of a lip to it, and here, I'll show it to you. You can see that, just a little bit of a bump right there. Normally, backing this car out of it is not an issue. However, lately, I've noticed, especially here on the front end, is we're starting to bottom out a little bit. That's a clear indication that those shocks are going as well. Take a look. And the thing with this one here is it's not that obvious if we do the bounce test. It's pretty firm. I mean, it's got a couple of small little bounces to it, nothing major. Still feels pretty firm and tight. However, we can clearly see that it's bottoming out. If I come on this side too, let's try it here. If we can. It's rebounding pretty good, but like I said, it's still showing it. Now, let's head over to this one. We're going to take this one here for a drive also. As we saw, the back is a little bit noisy, but another clear indication is if you hear this. Let's take it for a drive, and I'll show you. You can clearly hear this thing squeaking. Now, that one was very obvious. You could see when we pulled out any kind of bounce, you heard that squeaky, kind of irritating noise. Sometimes you may also get like a knocking noise as well when they're going bad. A lot of times you can also just do a visual test and tell. Like, for example, this vehicle here, my Jeep Wrangler, because of going through different elements and stuff, it's kind of, some of the shocks are in really bad shape. The struts as well, they're going to be getting replaced. But here, take a look. Sometimes a physical check is all you really need. Take a look. And then some can be real bad. I did some struts for a friend of mine, and here's a clip of that. You can clearly see what came off of it versus what the new one was. Now, in his, the issue he was having is his handling was a little bit loose and wobbly, and had a kind of a knocking noise when he would turn, which is another indication. And this is what came out of that vehicle. Here's a side-by-side comparison. You can see the one on the right, how bad it looks. Now, another thing also that you can have is tire cupping. For example, if you have a vehicle, you take it to be aligned, and they say that the alignment's fine, and you're still getting the tires wearing oddly or cupping, which is usually where it's kind of squared off a little bit. That can also be an indication that your shocks are also needing to be replaced as well. Take a look at this one here. We had some cupping going on one time. Here's a shot of it. Now this vehicle here, my Chevy Trailblazer, this is a perfect example of one with the good shocks because I just did all the suspension on this. So let's get some close-ups and I'll show you how it should look. This one's nice and tight. Very firm. Let me see if I can get a better shot here so you can see it. But if we push down, look at this. Comes right back up. Goes down, comes up, stabilizes. Nice and firm compared to some of the other ones that we saw. Let's check the back as well. See that? Went down, came right back up. Nice and firm. And as mentioned, this one has all new shocks and struts on it, so you can see the difference there. But that wraps up this video. Just wanted to do a quick video. If you go to a tire place or if you go to a mechanic and they say you need shocks and struts, before you just spend all the money to put it in, even if you do it yourself, you're looking at upwards of $100+ to do that per strut. Go to a mechanic shop like that, it's going to be way higher than that. So it's always good if they give you that assessment, check it yourself, make sure it's legit. First of all, I would start with a physical inspection. As we saw with some, you can just look at it, see that they're in bad shape. And then next I would do the bounce test and see how it's coming back. You can obviously tell from your ride. If your handling's a little wobbly, if you're hearing any knocking noises as you're turning, any squeaking, going over bumps, things like that are easy indications. Another indication could be if the car kind of dives forward when you're braking. So as you're driving, you brake, the weight shifts to the front. If the nose kind of dips down, that can also be another indication that it's starting to wear out as well, and your shocks and struts might need some attention. And then do the bounce test and see how it turns out with that. So I hope that this video was informative for you, helped you out with maybe any issues or questions you had pertaining to your suspension. Please send me any questions, comments. I would love to hear from you. And as always, I appreciate all the support. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.